What's up, everybody? Al King here, CEO, founder, TopNetworkersGroup. Thank you for watching the channel. I had some thoughts on the One MLM system, and I'm about to actually pull over so I can chat with you guys for a moment. I'm enjoying the day. I hope you are too, wherever you may be. I know some of you guys are working on weekends. That's one of the beautiful reasons that many people join the MLM industry, so that they can free their time up and be able to spend their time how they see fit. Let's get up in here and talk to you guys about this MLM industry. You know, people join MLM for a lot of reasons. I'm going to tell you guys one thing, though. This is a thought I had earlier. I'll share it right now while I'm getting settled in. Most people don't join MLM because they're rich. Most people aren't joining the MLM industry because they have a lot of money. Now, are there people who join the MLM that have a lot of money? Yes, there are. Generally speaking, a person who makes a lot of money may join an MLM company because they don't have a lot of time. You know, like generally speaking, you know, people with high-paying salaries spend a lot of time at work. And that work consumes them. They don't really have time for the family. And so, you know, again, they seek residual income for the freedom, for the time freedom. But that's not most people, you guys. Most people join MLM because they don't have money. And I was watching some awesome information today from a gentleman in the industry, a lead leader by the name of Mike Hobbs. Many of you have probably heard of him. And he was addressing it's an old issue. I'm not sure if it's worse, but it definitely feels like it's worse now than ever. But it's the issue of people being coachable. Too many people come into our industry and have a lot of questions about everything. They can't just follow directions, and really and truly that makes it complicated. That overcomplicates the issues, it overcomplicates the goal. It creates issues, issues that don't even need to be there most of the time. Simply because you decide to ask a bunch of questions and doubt and be unsure, and none of these things help you make money. Not in the MLM industry. So for example, we are here on the Top Networkers Group channel. We want to talk about the One MLM System. And, there are a lot of people who have signed up since we rolled it out who just aren't coachable. And it's okay. The system was created to sort. And so, people who are made for our system will be in our system. And those who aren't will find their way out of our system. It's a absolutely beautiful sorting machine. For example, again, one of the programs that is in the system is a blogging opportunity, training, education included, and I might need to move. I might not be able to park here. Back up. There are people who will sign up for that program, and rather than just do what is required of them and what is asked of them, most of them will instead doubt, and they'll ask questions, and they'll say, well, why do I have to pay for this every single month? Why do I have to watch all the trainings? Right? Like, these kinds of people are just not serious about making money. They're not serious about at least learning the skill set that is being taught. And see, I think that's a sidebar is that I'm almost settled in here, you guys. For level one specifically, I'm going to back the camera up here as well. We're not necessarily looking for people who just want a blog, okay? There's some interesting things happening with Empowered Network. Some of you guys may have just heard David Sharp has left the company. Let's see here. Okay, awesome. All kinds of messages, and I had my head turned. I was trying to read that. He left the company. Look, I'm not speculating here. I hope he feels better. Apparently, there are some health challenges that he really needs to, take care of. So Godspeed. I hope he feels better. That being said, Empowered Network, I'm not really seeing as many people who are as excited about it as I think they used to be. I think, as I've always said about it, with Empowered Network, it's an awesome environment. It's an awesome culture. The people that you're going to be around, the way people think, they're all driven. They understand teamwork, and you want to be around people like that. You want to work with people like that because they're going to help you attract others who, again, are like that. It's sorting, right? See, if you're around, as they say, 5 broke people, you're probably going to be number 6. But if you get around 5 goal-oriented people, you'll most likely be number 6. You'll be goal-oriented. You'll be team-oriented. If you want to hang out with those kinds of people, you'll be able to attract others who also want to hang out with those kinds of people. So, as always, it begins with you. It begins with you embracing who you're supposed to be and actually getting away from all those things that you're not. There's that great quote about the David statue by Michelangelo. I guess they asked him how was he able to do it, and he said, he started with a big hunk of rock or whatever, and just simply carved away everything that was not David. And that's an awesome story because, again, some of us may find ourselves when we first join the industry at a point where maybe the shit of life has fallen on us and hardened, and we may look like a rock. And so for some of us, again, I'm not speaking to all of us here, but for some of us who join this industry, we have to continually work on ourselves and sort of chip away all the things from us that really aren't us, who we are, who we were born to be, who we're meant to be. And see, again, many of us were not born to work a 9-to-5 job for the rest of our lives. We know that we're meant for something more. That's normally what brings us into MLM. But again, for the things that are going to help the masses of you succeed in MLM, it's going to require you to ask a few less questions. And, I was starting to make a point, but I was backing up, so I was a little distracted. I'm going to finish that point now where I was talking about level 1. And, for example, there were people who asked, well, why do I have to pay, $49 a month for this? And the answer to that question simply is, well, you haven't been paying attention. Dan Miller explains clearly what you're paying for, and once you've heard his explanation, there's really no reason to ask that question unless you haven't heard the explanation. It's the only reason a person would even think to ask, well, why am I paying for this? And it's also clear that you're not watching the training, that you're not applying the training. And see, these things are so simple. But people complicate it. They just don't do the simple stuff. Simple stuff. Pay attention, right? Watch a video and don't text on your phone while you're watching the video. Don't be on the phone while you're watching the video. Don't be in another browser window and just have the video playing. You know what I mean? Like, if it's something that requires your visual concentration, give it so that you can get, right? Give to get. It's that old principle. It's that old fundamental. Jim Rohn says there are no new fundamentals. Beware of people coming to you with new fundamentals. And, I think of that way when I look at MLM, especially today. There are all these gurus with new fundamentals, you guys. And see, there's a difference between new technology, right? See, utilizing a new technology to carry out an old fundamental, that's intelligent. That's what we teach here at Top Networkers Group, of course, through One MLM System, but you're not going to get that unless you're actually watching the videos. And I want to speak now specifically about the programs, because this is an ongoing question, of course. Why this program? Why that program? And we have several updates, like the most recent April update for 2014, which really I gave away a lot of information there that I don't generally give out about, where I'm taking things and how we've gotten to where we are. It's a really important update. If you're part of the team, make sure that you watch it. But again, if you're joining the system, if you want to be successful with the system, it's important that you're just simply coachable. To keep it super simple, just be coachable. Watch videos, do what you're instructed to do. Become a customer, right? Decide to become a team member and then just do it. Then go for the ranks, you guys. Try to achieve team leader, try to achieve executive director, right? Try to get to regional director, try to achieve these ranks within our team, within our organization, and spend a little less time asking questions. Again, if you find yourself having to ask a bunch of questions, or you're still wanting to just find a problem, then again, you're gonna find your way out, and it's okay. That's exactly what's meant to happen. That's how it's set up. So if you're actually serious about this, that's how you can tell who else is serious about it. You give them a system, and you say, watch this, and then you see what they do. Because, you guys, actions always speak louder than words. I'm sort of at a point where I'm normally a little wary of people who compliment me too much and are a little too nice, because, I've had so many experiences where some of these super nice people are the first to have that knife tucked away. And as soon as you turn your back long enough and they can sneak up on you, they're the first ones to actually, shove that knife in you. So you guys, I'm at a point where words mean nothing to me. And if you're serious about this business, you have to get to that point too, or else that emotional roller coaster that comes up so often, you'll find yourself on the downside of it time and time again if you allow yourself to get too carried away in the words that other people use. Folks gonna tell you, hey, I'm gonna be your top earner. You gonna be so glad that you signed me up. Again, I've been hearing this for years. And so many of those people disappear 2 months in, a month in, a week in, right? Generally because they can't be coachable. They don't want to do the stuff that you tell them to do, which is going to work. And I say you, meaning, those of you who can identify with me, who have sponsored people, and you've told them what to do, but they decided to do something else. That they had to be different. Right? They had to be unique, right? And it time and time again, it fails for all of these people. That's why you're always hearing these failure stories rather than success stories. Again, actions speak louder than words. A lot of people talk. They'll tell you what they did, and they'll tell you this, and they'll tell you that, and they'll But it's the actions, you guys. If you really, if we could really hop in a time machine and actually go back and look at that person's time in said business, you'll see their actions. Especially one specific action. You'll see them quit. And we tell people all the time, the only way to fail is to quit. And time again, you guys, people quit. So what can you do? All you can do is continue sorting. Sorting is like looking for gold. It's, it's going through dirt, sifting through dirt, shaking dirt up. Sometimes you gotta shake things up, right? Sifting through dirt to see what is dirt, what is rock, what's gold. And as you're dealing with people in this business and you're looking at actions rather than words, you're going to find a lot of people, especially based on their words, they're nothing but dirt. Some people love to talk to you about dirt. Like, they'll talk to you for days on end about dirt. But you start talking about making money together, and where's the time gone? I got things to do now. I got, something came up, phone calls, all kinds of life stuff starts to happen. This is sorting, you guys. This is how you find out who's who, who's what, and again, we know what we're doing here through Top Networkers Group. Many people have a question about, again, I started talking about it. Why is our system set up the way it's set up? Just to kind of share something with you. Prior to really launching this system, I actually checked out quite a few, systems that are sort of similar, where people can build a network, build a team, and while you're building that network and building that team, you can actually add your own programs. And there's a lot of people who've made that request. Hey, is there going to be a chance for me to add my own program? And I want to go ahead and address that for you, because I think maybe sometimes you don't know that I'm already aware of that possibility, that's an option, that's something that we quote unquote could do. But there's a reason that we're not doing it. And the reason is it doesn't work, right? And I've tested it. I'm not going to name the actual funnels, but they allow you to join through a business partner, and you might end up following them into a free program, or something real cheap, and then you're allowed to pretty much add your own programs. But here's the problem there. Let's say someone that I joined through, they're involved in, I'll just name some companies, so I don't sound redundant with the XYZ, company ABC. Let's say that they're in ACN and Montevideo. I don't even know if Montevideo's around still. They probably are. I join, and I like the funnel. That it looks like a nice way to start building a little downline of people, and now they can join and add their own programs and market their programs, through this little funnel. But here's the whole problem, right? I don't like ACN, I don't like Montevideo. So I decide that I'm going to sell 5 links, and I'm also going to market, Body by V or something, right? You know what I'm saying? That I like their health, products more, right? And my partner is an Empower Network, but of course I like LevelOneNetwork more. So here's the problem here. Me and my buddy now, we're not making any money, right? That's a problem. Now, here's where it gets even more problematic. I sign other people up for this funnel. They don't like any of the programs I'm in. They don't like Body by V, right? They say all the people in there are spammy. They don't like 5 links. They don't like LevelOneNetwork. They want to go with Lifestyle Network. And rather than Body by V, they want to go with, some other health company like, Meluka or something, right? And of course, they don't like 5 links either. They don't like ACN. They've decided that they're going to jump into Organo Gold. That's their other company, right? And then I sign up another business partner. They don't like any of the companies I'm in either. They do like Organo Gold, but of course they're sidelined. So they're not teaming up on that at all. On the same money line. But again, they're jumping in their own little programs here and their own little programs there. They gotta sign up another person, and right, they're in their own programs. Nobody's really making money together. And that's the whole problem. And it's like, I've always told people this from the beginning. If you have other programs that you're marketing, that's fine. You're more than welcome to market those programs on the side. And you should be taking the training from TopNetworkersGroup, from the 1mlm system, to learn how to better market your other programs. That's if you're intelligent. But again, we're sorting for those intelligent people. And I'm not trying to slight those of you who have come through and quit. But I'm going to keep it real with you guys, because some of you want the coach and some of you don't. And I think a lot of the intelligence is about growth and improvement. Like, you can grow your intelligence. Like, we all have a certain amount of intelligence. And I think people, take that a little too personally. I think, I can look back on my life and see several moments where I wasn't as intelligent as I am now, right? I think that's life. I think that's just how it goes. So don't get too upset at what I'm saying here. Just take it in and accept that truth that, if you came through the 1mlm system, and in spite of us telling you time and time again through all of our videos, it's about the team, not the company, it's about the team, not the company, but you're caught up in the companies. How intelligent is that, right? And if you're bouncing around the industry right now, from this company to that company, this company to that company, at what point in time are you going to realize it really ain't the company? You know what I'm saying? Because that's what I see time and time again. Again, folks who just won't be coachable, right? There's certain things that we all need to do. And I'm going to give you those and end this. Number one, be coachable. Okay? Your upline, your sponsor, they're going to tell you what you need to be doing, right? Now, again, if this person has sponsored more than one person, they have 2 or 3 people, if they've got a downline, you might want to listen to what they're saying. Here's part 2. The second thing that you need to do, okay? Number 1, be coachable. Number 2, be quiet. Listening is a skill set. We have to work on it. We have to develop it. And listening requires quiet. So many people, when you're talking to them and you're coaching them and you're telling them things, will be interrupting you with, oh, yes, I know. Oh, yeah, yes, I know. Oh, yeah, I know about that. Yeah, And then they want to start telling you their little stories. Be quiet. Stop talking. Listen. Listening requires that you're not thinking thoughts, that you're actually quieting the mind and honing in on what is being said to you. That's so important. See, this is a requisite of the first one. See, it's hard to be coachable if you can't be quiet. Gotta be quiet. Gotta be quiet. See, number 3, again, one tunes into the other, is you gotta be tuned in. Right? That's where the listening is, right? Be tuned in. But in order to be tuned in, you gotta be quiet. And that's gonna help you be coachable. Right there. Those key things. See, again, if you're talking, you're not listening. You and I cannot talk and listen at the same time. And, it's funny. I have had so many conversations with people who don't understand that. Like, a lot of arguments happen simply because one party or the other won't be quiet. They won't listen. They're just so, and then before the other person gets, it's, you know what I mean? It's like a verbal assault. up. Or, of course, on Facebook, it's verbal assault, block. Right? So, look, we, as network marketers, we want to grow. Right? We want to improve. So, get into your books, get into your tapes, and be tuned in. When a tape is on, when the audio is on, be tuned in. Be quiet. Don't be in this talking mode. And be coachable. Let the ideas that will be given to you, let them marinate on you. Right? Think about what some of this stuff is, and really, like, again, if you're listening to some Think and Grow Rich, you'll hear ideas like thoughts are things. Like, really marinate on that for a moment. Like, let that get in here for a minute. You know. Okay, you guys. Three things. Be coachable, be quiet, be tuned in. Thank you for tuning in, you guys. See you at the top. Top Networkers Group.